Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So here, let me fix something. There. Hopefully that works a little bit better. Right there. Okay, so I want to talk about what was that? Okay, never mind now. So I want to talk about what the rules are in my classroom, what I handle or something like that, or how I deal with it, or like between good behavior and bad behavior, and so on. So, and there could be other classrooms, and there could be other teachers in the hallways, or you never know. So I want to let you guys know that I'm not quitting YouTube, I'm not stopping YouTube. I'm just like really, really busy. And with my side job, with YouTube, with a couple other things here and there. So, and plus house chores and stuff like that. So, so from the beginning, I've always dreamed of a teacher since when I was a little younger. And I would always play in my room, playing school with stuffed animals, with fake kids, with, stuff like that. So, because I probably need to practice just in case if I do end up having kids or in the future or end up being a teacher in the future. Who knows what I'll be doing in the future, or helping kids out, or you never know what the future will bring. And so that's why I don't know, it's just that. And so yeah, right. So I have my laptop. I do reports on it and stuff like that. Some of the teachers will call me or something like that, or come to my classroom and say, oh, this student is not being behaved, or this student is hurt, or this student is, there's just different things going on. So, in teachers' meeting, we decided to have students in the same class, not in the same class, but there are different teachers, but like my students stay with me all day, and then the other teachers will do the same thing instead of like switching classes and stuff like that, like what we did in the past. And so we decided, with all these teacher meetings that we've had and stuff like that, we're not going to have students go back and forth to each class, because it's probably too much, and plus, whatever it could be. I'm yawning too. And I don't usually play school or do school every single day. I do YouTube, I do my side business sometimes, I'll do whatever it is. And I just, like, in my head earlier, I'm like, oh, I could have made a video about this or something. So, that's. So, okay. On my laptop, I have a notepad and I like to type on it and whatnot. And have a report on that. And then I'll either transfer it to paper or sometimes I'll use paper. If I don't have my laptop on hand or my phone on hand, I'll have it on paper and then I'll transfer it to my laptop. But sometimes it's either or. So if it's either paper and I'll transfer to it on my laptop, or if it's already on my laptop, I'll try to transfer it over on paper. Excuse me. But I also have these binders. So this binder is students, and I have to add a couple other students in here too. So in this binder, I'm not gonna like do like what's in it or blah blah blah. I'm trying to like explain stuff as much as I can. And so I have these tabs in this folder here, like the student's information. And then in like this tab has there's a list of names. There's like all these other names. Oh, they're all right there. So I'm gonna have to like organize it again because I don't want them all right here. So there's so many of them. But I think some of them moved or some of them aren't here anymore. Or moved up to a different class. But that's that. And plus, yeah, it's a little hard sometimes. Okay, so I have two folders here. I have the student information here, and then I'll have the students' names, first and last names on this paper here. Oh, here's some stuff right here, actually. Okay, so I found some papers that I'll actually explain. And then here's one paper here that will say English, language, art, science, math, social studies, art, gym, counseling / social worker. Like, we'll talk about feelings, we'll talk about what's going on, or writing stuff down, or something like that. And then lunch. Sometimes it's like a mix. Sometimes, some of the students will come in and won't have it that morning or something, and so sometimes we'll just end up doing journal, and then we would end up doing something else or whatever it could be. So sometimes it's not in this order, but we'll maybe have a couple, like maybe that day we'll have English, language arts, math, and maybe art, and have social worker time or counseling time or something like that. And like we'll have lunch. Then after lunch, they'll like play. They'll like have recess time or something like that. Then when they come in, they know to sit at their spot on the floor or lay on the floor, and we'll have rest time. And is because when I see these other teachers and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? For my class, might be a little bit different than others or something like that. So we need that time just to, you know, especially when you're working a lot on these subjects and stop. And what? Stop. Stop. Echo. Stop. But anyway, and then we'll have like lunch and stuff like that, and then recess and stuff about lunch or recess, and sometimes that mostly gets people, or sometimes different subjects will say, oh, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of that, blah blah blah. And sometimes we need that minute or something like that, or half hour to write in our journals, to, you know, whatever it could be. And so that's why I do that with my students. And it's the best ever. We've had teachers' meetings about it, and some other classes are doing it also. And it helps with their adjectiveness and, you know, whatever's going on at lunch, at recess, stuff like that. So these are some of the stuff that I learned or wrote down. So warning, your name will be on the board. Yeah. And okay, so if I say, oh, take your pencil out or your notebook, or you need to stop doing that or something, it's not like a warning, but I'm just telling you at that time. But if it keeps going, then it'll be a warning, then your name will be on the board. And if you're not going to listen further ahead, then you will have a check mark one on by your name, and then I'll stay after class and we'll talk or make it a little bit better. And if it keeps going, then we'll do check number 2 and then lunch detention. Then you'll have to stay in here or in the timeout room, that's the living room. And they will end up in one of the 2 spots and end up having lunch. We'll talk and whatnot. And number 4, and it keeps going, like I said before, then we'll do check number 3, then calling parents or whoever you live with and tell them whatever's going on. Then if it keeps going and going and going and whatnot, that it's detention, you're staying after school, then you're not going to ride the bus, you're going to have to wait until your parents come and get you at a certain time and whatnot. BHAG tickets. Okay, so we had all these, like I said, all these teacher meetings and stuff, and we're trying to teach students, kids, the right way, not to be bullied, not to try to help them, whatever it is. If it's home stuff, if it's school stuff, if it's whatever it is. I've been to school for so long, and I see some people help others, but then others will not help. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Like, teachers need to get their act together, some of them, and some of them are doing awesome and great and whatnot, and some people are just being them, I guess. And so we end up doing BHAG tickets or like marbles or something like that. But we really haven't started that yet. I should get some though. And so BHAG tickets, if you get like certain amount of BHAG tickets and you get candy or pop or talk to the teacher, play games and more, or something like that. Either way, you can stay after class or have lunch in the classroom. Either if it's from lunch detention or a good behavior, oh, you did this, here's a BHAG ticket for you, or something like that. So that's that. In some classes, in the past, I used to have a jar and I used to have marbles. I think I still have marbles in my bin over there. And I said, okay, you did awesome today. You get a marble and put it in the jar. The teachers would have to put marbles in the jars because, I guess some of the students did before, but we ended up talking and we ended up changing a few things around and stuff like that. And so that's that. And plus, if you get a certain amount of marbles or tickets or something like that with the whole class, then we could have a movie party, we could have games. We don't have to work that day, whatever it could be. But if you do miss a certain amount of assignments, subjects, whatever, and if you're not being good, then you can go to timeout room. That's the living room. And there are staff down there. And they will, it's just keep an eye on the students down there. There's also books like reading and stuff like that. Positive call or note to parents. So if you want a positive call home or a positive like email home or a call, I think I said call before, then you'll have to come to me and I will write it down. Then that way I would know, oh, this person did really good, that, something like that. And some people will say, oh, if I do really good this week, then my parents will let me do this weekend, or whatever it could be. Get a phone or go to the mall or get some extra stuff or toys or whatever it could be. If you get 100 or more, then you can get a laptop. So we decided to do something like that, like a laptop or some bigger items like that. But only if you get only a certain amount of BHAG tickets. But that's not happening very often. A lot of people want like candy or pop or a positive call home or something like that, or like a book or something or whatever. And the number 6 is toys, like any kind of toys, like, or games too. It could be games. So it could be like board game, card games, Xbox games, like any kind of games that you can probably name. So that's probably that. And then, yeah, it's crazy. And then the rules. No wearing hats. No wearing thin tank tops. No hitting, kicking, or anything like that. No cell phones on during school hours. You can have them in your bag but off or vibrate. But if it's a distraction from the whole class or something, then we will end up taking it and either hiding it from the student, or if they don't listen, then we'll actually take it away from them and we'll end up sending it to the office. Make sure you have shoes, like tennis shoes or flip-flops. Sometimes in the springtime, a lot of girls, guys, boys, girls, they will like to wear flip-flops, sandals, and then sometimes they'll forget to take tennis shoes or something like that. And right now, tons of students are wearing tennis shoes because it's like fall and coming up to winter. And plus, you never know with gym class, and who knows what we'll be doing that day. Yoga, maybe, exercising, or playing basketball, volleyball. Who knows? Make sure you have a water bottle that is closed. The top is closed. Like, you can have something like this with this, or have something with the lid on, but have it, so it doesn't spill or anything. Make sure you wash your hands with water and sanitizer. No short shorts, pants or dresses, skirts, capris at least up to your knees. Whatever your arm length is, actually, it will say. And then doctor notes and contact information, stuff like that, just in case if something happens to that student or something. And then, of course, the students' names. And then some just mini quizzes and stuff like that. And then I have my grade book, and I really haven't been using it very often, but trying to get back to it. And then for this one, it's just goals. So if they need to work on, here's some math or the ABCs or something like that, they will do it. And then I'll have their name on it and then end up putting it in here and then taking this out when it's time to do goals and stuff like that. And then we'll just end up doing that. But there are other teachers out there too that also do that, because I'm not always there, and I'm also doing like YouTube videos or working around the house or doing something else or working on my side business or something. And so that's just that, I guess. I don't know. So I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna do probably part 2, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And before I leave, the giveaway information will be down below, and I'll have links to my Instagram and Facebook also down below, so you can go over there. A lot of you guys are following me lately, and it's amazing, so shout outs to all those people out there. Probably do a video on all shout outs and stuff like that. So that's that. Awesome. Goodbye, guys.